The following podcast will contain spoilers, tangents, hot takes, and excessive foul language. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy the show.
Greetings, horror fans, and welcome to episode 339 of Frightmares. I'm your host, Austin Proctor, and joining me today for 1984's The Toxic Avenger is my wife, Gabrielle Proctor.
Hello.
And today we have, man, what a legend we have with us today, Lloyd Kaufman, a man who really needs no introduction, but I'm going to give one anyways because that's how I am. Lloyd Kaufman is the iconic ringleader of the world's longest-running cinematic sideshow, Troma Entertainment. For over 50 years, this mop-wielding maniac has disrupted media with over-the-top gore, satirical social commentary, and a gleeful disregard for mainstream Hollywood polish. He's the twisted brainfather of the Toxic Avenger, a splatstick icon, and New Jersey's first superhero that became a cult classic, spawned sequels, a cartoon series, comic books, and even a musical. But did Kaufman stop there? No, he did not. He traumatized audiences further, unleashing forth Class of Nukem High, Tromeo and Juliet, and Poultrygeist Night of the Chicken Dead. Outside of filmmaking, Kaufman is a vocal advocate for independent cinema. He's written several books on low-budget filmmaking, including All I Need to Know About Filmmaking, I Learned from the Toxic Avenger, and Make Your Own Damn Movie, Secrets of a Renegade Director, that double as survival guides for weirdos, outcasts, and dreamers who want to make movies without sacrificing the art to the soulless Hollywood machine. Lloyd Kaufman's pure, unfiltered, and chaotic cinema has proven that movies don't need money, polish, or respectability. They just need passion, gore, and maybe a giant mutant chicken head. He is an artist first, and then a businessman, then a foot fetishist. Lloyd Kaufman, how are you doing today?
It's terrific, and thank you, Austin, and thank you, Gabby. What a great way to end my career on this podcast. Rip.
Yeah, we are very happy to have you here today. We'll kind of talk about Troma as a whole, and then, of course, The Toxic Avenger. It's a movie that made a lot of success for Troma, and I find it fascinating. And what I was able to find out about you, I was hard to pinpoint exactly how this all started, but before Troma in 1974, you were working with Michael Hers, and was the first Troma production Squeeze Play in 1979?
Well, no, we shot it in 74 or 70. Right. Michael Hers and I started Troma in 1974.
Okay.
But Squeeze Play was the first one where we kind of made something slightly commercial.
Oh, okay.
And it was a raunchy comedy about women's rights in the context of a women's softball team. And 15 years before the much inferior league of their own came out. And we got lucky with it because not only was it politically significant, but it was ahead of Porky. So that kind of raunchy comedy took wing for a brief period, and we did well for a while.
Yeah, because you did, so 1979 you had Squeeze Play, then 81 you had Waitress, Stuck on You in 82, and then the first Turn On in 1983, kind of all really raunchy comedies. And then you kind of shifted gears a little bit in 1984 with Toxic Avenger. Now, I know you did Mother's Day in 1980 as well, but...
Well, Mother's Day is my brother's movie, Charles
Correct.
Kaufman. That's probably our best movie. He is now has a big bread business in San Diego. And as you know, bread and horror films have to deal with knives, if you know what I mean. So,
it's a very obvious line there from one career to the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Just hand in, as we say. Just, you know about challah bread, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what that is? Well, do not ask my brother how much does the Holocaust. No, do that. Gets very upset, very upset. Now, getting back to me, uh, uh, we had to switch because we had a clear lane for a while with the raunchy comedies.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to switch because the big devil worshipping international media conglomerates, they were starting to do the same things we were doing, the same types of movies, except they were using good scripts and good acting. So we had to move to another place. And Michael Hers, my partner of the whole duration since 1974, he saw a headline in Variety or one of those one of those house organs of the conglomerates that said horror films are not commercial, no longer commercial, or something like that.
Yeah, horror is dead.
Well, I don't know if it was whatever it said. We decided, okay, that's where we'll go. If the experts are saying something, we go where they're not. And but we like comedy, and the Toxic Avenger is by no means a horror film, but it's got elements of horror, and it's got sociological themes and political themes and sex and a 13-year-old boy getting his head squashed by the wheel of an automobile. And at any rate, there you have it, an American iconic movie. Michael Hers and I directed The Toxic Avenger together. So if that's the best Troma movie, and if it's the best Toxic Avenger movie, this is a Michael Hers. If he didn't stop directing movies, we'd be a lot better off, let me tell you. But he didn't want to get up at 4 a.m. and
that's
figure out where to put the bathrooms and porta potties and all that kind of stuff.
Were you gonna
say, the more we learn about Troma and the films, the more exciting it is. I genuinely hope there are people who will continue to learn more and more about the meanings and the ideas behind your films, because they just get more and more fascinating with every single watch. We've just been discussing your movies nonstop for days. Like everything we learned, like, well, did you know this? No, did you know that? It's been so interesting to learn about.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I went on a whole kick here of ones that I hadn't seen. I did Sergeant Kabuki Man, I did Romeo and Juliet, I did Death by Temptation, Troma's War, Mother's Day as well. So I did a lot of them, and you can see some of the themes that have been brought up given the current climate of what's happening in America. And it's fascinating that you're able to make it funny, gory, and have the social commentary. That's not an easy thing to do, and I highly respect that. Even with the Toxic Avenger, I know you and Michael Hers were always upset that the monsters didn't live in the movies like Frankenstein, and that's why you wanted to do one where they did live. And not only does he live, he's a hero,
and he gets the girl.
And he gets the girl, of course.
Which, by the way, I had just seen Toxic Avenger for the first time this year because I got introduced to you via Class of Nukem High, which I absolutely adore. I told my friend that we were going to interview you, and I was like, yeah, he did Toxic Avenger. And she goes, okay. And I go, Class of Nukem High. And she's like, oh, okay. Immediately knew what it was.
Yeah.
But Toxic Avenger, the love story, I'm like, I didn't expect it to be so sweet.
Yeah.
And how like gentle and loving he is with her. And the whole thing where she gets her eyesight back at one point and sees someone else and freaked out, and then sees him and is like, oh, okay,
that
good. So sweet and so funny.
I'm pretty sure that was Toxic Avenger Part 3.
Yeah, because you told, yeah.
I was rolling when I saw that happen. She's like, oh, you're hideous. Oh, God. So good. And I actually just watched 2, 3, 4, obviously the remake as well recently. But I mean, I had seen Toxic Avenger years ago and always enjoyed it. But one of the themes that you had kind of put in there was the toxic waste dumps that they said were like ticking time bombs, and figured it would be an interesting concept for a horror movie. I think I heard that on the commentary of the first Toxic Avenger. Is that accurate?
Well, my wife and I were she's a mountain climber, and we'd go camping, and no matter where we went, there was garbage, and it was not biodegradable in those
Oh.
days. So we got interested in that, and also when I was in eighth grade, I read Carson's Silent Spring, and it made a big impression on me. It talked about the ecological chain and how it worked. A microbe eats something, and the frog eats that thing, and the bird eats the frog, and the dog eats the bird, and the horse eats the dog. It goes all the way up the food chain.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I got the order right, but
That
but
sounds fine.
but by the way, you seem to know the Toxic Avenger movies, and thank you very much for that. But what you may not know is that Andrew, my assistant, Andrew Miller, and Adam Pelletier, who's the star of Power of Positive Murder, the movie we're editing now, they found the script for Mr. Melvin. Mr. Melvin being what became, it was shot as one movie, but it became two movies because the theaters, the conglomerate, the oligopoly wouldn't permit the long movie from us. It was like a old-fashioned road show, but they wouldn't play it. So we had to make two movies, part one and Toxie part two. And we made a story about Toxie going to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
In Toxie part three, we re-edited stuff. So there was Toxie becoming a yuppie. But all that was supposed to be one movie. So Andrew and Adam have created now Mr. Melvin, and it's very, very good. And you can really see how good Phoebe Legere is as Toxie's significant other, and also Rick Collins as the chairman of the conglomerate, and then the devil. His performance was great, but unfortunately, when the movie was broken into two pieces, you lose that developing performance of both of them. And Toxie was pretty good too, although it was two different dudes playing Toxie. But he was good. He was good.
It's
But Phoebe Legere was terrific, and I never really appreciated it when I saw it in the two volumes. Nor did I appreciate her on set, may I say. But she was great. I just didn't get it.
That's
But she was.
incredible. Because I had noticed when I was watching, I was like, okay, part 2 and 3 came out in the same year, and I was wondering why that happened. But that answers that question right there. So are they compiling?
Yeah.
Are they compiling 2 and 3 into a movie currently that we could watch?
That's what's called Mr. Melvin. Yes, they did
Okay.
it.
Sweet.
It's called Mr. Melvin.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Mr. Melvin is the original script. And it's the movie the way it was shot.
Yeah, that's a problem with those split. And Hollywood's such a big fan of putting like finale, like the big end movies in half, like cutting them in half now.
Yeah, Harry
it's
Potter, Hunger Games.
Once you go up, you got to come back down. Okay, well now you got to go back up again. So yeah, that really takes the steam out of the performance.
Well, and that's not the first time.
Yeah, well, we couldn't. The theaters wouldn't. We made the movie, but the theaters wouldn't take it. So we disassembled it and made two pieces. And actually, it was in the height of the video days, video cassette days. So we had two Toxic Avenger movies instead of just one. So I think we did well financially, even though the theaters screwed us, which they did forever. They totally screwed us.
I was gonna say because that's not the first time you've had trouble with the theaters because no one would show the first Toxic Avenger back in 1984. You said that no one understood it and no one would show it. Did that have?
Well, what happened to us, the MPAA rating board, Austin. That was the censorship board, which was owned and controlled by the major conglomerates. So they're much stricter with independent movies than they are with the mainstream movies. So Bruce Willis can have a kneecap blown up against a wall, blood all over the place, and serious violence, not goofy violence like Troma. That gets an R rating, no problem. But we in Troma's War, just a couple of punches and a dead body here and there. Everything was cut out, bullet hits. The thing is a masterpiece, 1982, but it has very serious violence in it, graphic innards and stuff. The Toxic Avenger, they took out 20 minutes.
Wow. That's a lot.
And Canada only took out 25 seconds, no, 45 seconds, and France only took out like 30 seconds. And in France, if you were 13 years old, you could see the movie, no problem. Here, we had to take out 20 minutes, and then it was R-rated, and then it could get into theaters. But when it got in the theaters, of course, the movie had no teeth. It had no mop.
No mop.
Just a swisher. That's all that's left, a swisher.
That's crazy because, yeah, I had read something about Troma's War.
Swisher, sorry. Yeah, go on.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I had read or heard something about Troma's War having to be edited, like you said, down 15, 20 minutes. But I think the version I saw was the restored kind of director's cut. At least I hope. Yeah.
By the time you got there, it was probably... with DVD, we were allowed to put out both versions.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
That still fucked up the theatrical.
Goodness gracious. Troma
and,
in the theaters.
The MPAA and the regulations that have been loosened, there's now oligopoly all over the place. So Troma's the last of the independents with any longevity. There's some new independent studios, but they're new. See how long they last.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, you've been, like I said, you've been doing this for over. I mean, when you first started out Troma, did you ever think, wow, this is going to be my lifelong thing? Because I mean, for over 50 years is an incredible feat.
Feet is right. Smells like feet. Let's see. Well, when you're young, comparatively young, you figure, how can you lose? This is can't miss, But we missed. We should have missed, but we staggered along for some reason. And what can you do? So we're still here. We never really made any money, but I think the library in the right hands could be very valuable. By the way, Troma Now, tell your fans the thing that's keeping us going is Troma Now, the hot new streaming service. We've had it for about 15 years, and it's been growing, and there's a certain velocity, but it's the only thing we have that's profitable, and it's barely profitable, but it's sort of if Troma Now, there's a free app, and the first month is free, and then it's $4.99.
That's
which is an insane bargain right now, given the price of everything.
Given the price of everything and given how much you probably get, because I'm sure it's not just films that you have made, but probably distributed as well. I know you guys distribute a lot of movies, so there's probably...
Well, also, we have to give a lot of it away to Vimeo. They take a huge amount. And, but at any rate, that's... your listeners should please help us here. By the way, if you can't, the first month is free, but if you can't pay the second month, you can put in another email. Just put in, Gabby at gmail.com, and you get another free month. And you keep doing it. But it'd be better if you could pay for the... just because I do it doesn't mean everyone has to.
Look, I just canceled a different subscription service. We've got space for another.
I've got space. $4.99, I think I can absolutely manage.
I'm actually saving money at that point because that other one was $11.99. So
well, trust me.
Some of these are crazy too, and they're raising their prices. It's ridiculous.
And sticking ads in on top of it. Like I paid for ad free, but now we're doubling the price, and you're forcing me to watch ads anyway.
Yeah, it puts ads at the beginning that you can skip, but I'm like, this is the whole purpose of me paying not for no ads.
I don't want the ad, so just skip it for me.
Yeah, Prime is all ads. And then on top of it, if you want something, you have to pay for it. You pay them whatever it is monthly, and then on top, it's crazy. That's why Troma now.
All
Hey,
right.
we appreciate you keeping your films accessible to everybody.
Yes.
They may not be rated for everybody, but you keep them accessible for everybody they're for.
Actually, at Troma now, all the Toxic Crusader cartoons, a lot of
Perfect.
other cartoons and family movies and the documentaries behind the scenes, the poultry guys behind the scenes, Poultry in Motion. That's as good as a year of film school any day, and it's free.
So kind of on the topic of Troma now, I wanted to ask you if someone had never heard of Troma and they've just found out about it, what's like a 4-movie starter pack that you would suggest to watch so they could kind of get a feel and see every side of Troma?
Well, I would take a comedy, which the first turn on.
Okay.
Well, I'm giving you movies we made. So the first turn on would be, I think, of the comedies we made, that was the funniest.
Okay.
And that was the most Michael Hers.
Okay.
Then I think a gateway movie would be Tromeo and Juliet, if there's, say, some gynos in the house. Because you can't go too strong. Tromeo and Juliet's kind of romantic. So that's 2. I would try Return to Nukem High. It's the modern one.
Okay.
Return to Nukem High. Not Return to Nukem High, but Return to Nukem High.
Correct. Yep.
The second of a 2-volume part of 5 volumes. And then to top it off, I think hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm.
Okay.
Which is The Tempest, because I want to end it up with something intellectual.
All right.
Hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm is The Tempest. If anyone knows The Tempest, can't miss.
Okay.
Yeah, he just showed me Tromeo and Juliet because I had not watched that one. So it was an entire film where he was asking me what was actually in Romeo and Juliet, because I've watched several other variations. Like I love the Baz Luhrmann one. But it was like, yep,
this
that's
one's so much better. The Baz Luhrmann stunk. This one's really good. This one, the actors actually knew Shakespeare. The Baz Luhrmann one, except for the priest guy, they didn't know. They obviously hadn't been there. But Romeo and Juliet, James Gunn and I were Shakespeare. James Gunn wrote it with Shakespeare. So. And the actors we had actually had gone to Strasbourg Actors Studio, and they really knew Shakespeare. But what are you going to do? Life is tough.
Hey, I appreciated that you kept in their little the kissing scene where they're like doing the whole speech to each other when they first meet, and I was like, wow, this is verbatim the speech that like. But there is no better way to say that whole well, why don't we kiss? It was a really fun film to watch, though. It was a lot of fun because he was. I know when we watched, he's like, I don't know how you're gonna feel about this because I know you like Romeo and Juliet. I'm like, oh no, I'm not like a purist. If they're having fun with it, I'm having fun with it.
I mean, I think Sean Gunn was incredible.
Sean Gunn, the second he came on the screen, I'm like, Sean Gunn.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I knew James Gunn wrote it, but I did not know Sean Gunn was in this. And I was like, this is incredible. I love this so much.
Yeah, anyway, Tromeo and Juliet, very good. James Gunn did a great job, and he's in it, of course. He's in the movie. And he's a good guy, very good guy, very talented.
Hey, I still see he gives you cameos in a lot of his movies. I know you were in the new Superman. You had a little cameo in that, which is pretty cool.
Well, it's very busy, but I made time. He begged me, of course. I had to rehearse.
Well, it's nice to see that, like your kids haven't forgotten about you. They've grown up, but they still remember Uncle Lloyd. So it's nice to see them still give you a little.
James Gunn's best friend he met on Tromeo, Stevie Blackheart, who's now in James's movies. And this weekend, I'm going to be reunited with Jane Jensen and Will Keenan from Tromeo and Juliet at a horror book scares or something. It's a convention of horror books in Maryland. Very exciting, very intellectual, like I told you. very intellectual here at Troma.
I actually saw you post that. Yeah, I saw it was a horror book convention, which is pretty cool. You do a lot of the conventions and stuff like that. I assume that's something you like to go do, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. I've been with the fans. I was friends with Stan Lee for over 50 years, and he was in the trenches. And the fans are very helpful in every, with ideas and with support and just, learning what they like about our films or what ideas that should be in our movies sometimes or whatever. And
Well,
there's talent all over the place.
and you kind of the basis for Toxie as a character was based off of something you wrote with Stan Lee, Night of the Witch, correct?
In that Night of the witch only kills bad people.
Okay. There
But
we
in
go.
those days, it was in Salem, Massachusetts, and it just happened that a guy in Salem, Massachusetts, made nuclear bombs, and another person. It was like Salem was like the center of crime, international cartels, God knows what else. But with Toxie, he does kill only bad people, but Toxie can't help it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's willing. It's not like the new Toxie. The new Toxie has an epiphany, which is all the more joyful. He wants to do better. He wants to make a difference. The old Toxie, he can't help it. There's some evil person, like an evil dwarf woman. He puts her in a laundromat, puts her in a washing machine because his traumatons act up. She's evil in a white slavery business of some sort, and he shoves her in the. He can't help it, and that's what adds pathos. But I think Macon Blair's pathos is stronger because he also has the pathos with the stepson, which is kind of heartthrob.
Yeah, that was
it's
really sweet. We really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
yeah. And pathos with the and the young woman who was in it too, very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's great movie, both of them. The new one's better.
Well, I think it's interesting because you connect with Melvin because he's being bullied, he's being at the health club and stuff like that. So you connect with him because no one likes to be bullied just for being a different person. So he's the underdog, and then in Macon Blair's,
I don't know. There are people who like to be bullied. I mean, why do you think I get myself tied up to the bedpost? I mean, give me a break. Luckily, there's nobody filming this or listening to this, so nothing to worry about.
well,
Look, what's consensual is between you and whoever.
right, yeah, it's totally fine.
That's right. It's like, that's right. That's why I wear diapers um, and baby powder. Any rate, where were we now?
I was just saying how you connect with Melvin in the original, and then in Macon Blair's you connect with him because he's a dad trying to do his best, and the healthcare denies him service after getting cancer, brain cancer. So it's just
Yeah. And the stepson, I thought the stepson was brilliant because, okay, a son is different, but a guy who's being bullied who happens to be saddled with a stepson with whom he doesn't get along. I mean, that's a great situation, and I would never have thought of that.
Yeah, you really, really connect to that, especially me being a dad. You connect to that in a way where it's like, man, I didn't expect my emotions to be played with in this movie. And then, of course, once Toxie comes out, he's just beating the shit out of everyone in very horrific ways. It was a lot of fun, but like fun ways,
But like fun
and it was
and horrific,
and it was hysterical. I mean, you've got a wacky cast: Elijah Wood, Kevin Bacon. I mean, it's crazy that these guys got on board. I know Macon said that he wrote Elijah a specific part for this movie because Elijah had been on since the beginning, and I guess they were just lucky to get Kevin Bacon. But even Jacob Tremblay, we love Jacob Tremblay. Dr. Sleep, he had one of the most horrifying scenes in that movie that scarred me to death.
Still shakes me every time.
But yeah, I think they did. I mean, how do you think Macon captured kind of the trauma of it all? I mean, I really do think he did a pretty good job.
Well, he and the cast. I was with him a bit and with the cast a bit, and they all were Troma fans. They all knew so much about terra firma and Troma's. Whenever we were all together, that's all they talked about was because clearly Troma movies were special to them.
Mm-hmm.
And Dinklage grew up in New Jersey and
Oh.
had been a fan of the Troma thing for most of his life.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very nice atmosphere. But Macon Blair, it made the Toxie his own, as did Dinklage for sure. And Macon Blair also had some great callbacks. Anyone who's seen Troma movies, there's all sorts of in jokes and out jokes, and the rock band, and so much of it was a callback to little Troma. What did you think of the transformation? What did you think of that compared to
That was fun.
the original transformation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the like the psychedelic nature of it, but the whole thing was so fun. Really cool idea on how to do that.
Oh yeah, just the wild colors, the spinning around. I was like, okay, and then he pops back out, and I was like, wow, this is. And then he's got the eye is upgraded a little bit. I thought that was cool. It's kind of this bionic eye, which
Like
was
to pop it out to scope with it.
yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And how about the end where they Macon brought in the Bald Mountain music from the original Toxie transformation,
Yeah.
which was typical of a lot of his little callbacks. And I thought just that transformation was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You could put that in any Whitney museum or whatever museum you might have there where you don't have abortions in Florida. There's no women's rights. I'm sure
Really
there's
not.
a museum. I'm sure there's a museum somewhere. Probably not, but there's got to be something.
There's like one museum.
What about Disney World? Anyway, that video just by itself of the transformation, beautiful, don't you think?
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Screwy and scary and everything put together. Whereas the first Toxic Avenger, see how intellectual I'm compare and contrast, because I learned that at Yale University where I went. They taught you this stuff. And the first transformation in the first Toxie, it's eye popping and it was innovative with these bladders which hadn't been used. And we also used automobile lights in the bathtub and all sorts of other stuff. But it was shocking and kind of funny, but it wasn't beautiful. It was hardly beautiful. So really interesting. Macon really made this his own, and I think it will go as a masterpiece.
It's nice. Yeah, it's nice that it's nice that the one of the creators of that feels that way, because I as a fan of Troma, I just thought he did such a great job, even capturing that what was it? They were like a musical group, just like this wild band of misfits. You've got one guy with a chicken head, clearly a throwback to. Was that a throwback to Class of Nukem High, right? With the
Poltergeist, more probably.
okay.
Poltergeist, I think.
Okay.
By the way, Poltergeist 2 is I think it's been completed shooting in Northern California, directed by Mercedes the Muse, who has about 5 movies on Troma now.
Oh.
2 of them she produced. She wrote and directed for Troma specifically. They're very good. Rise of the Super Tromettes, and what's the other one? Anyway, she's very prolific and very good. And Poltergeist 2 is now being edited, and it's from the hen's point of view, because Gyno director, and it's going to sort of like the Henpire Strikes Back, but not. I don't think Mercedes likes that title, but.
That's amazing. Okay.
I mean, it's sitting right there.
It's right there. Yeah. I mean,
by the way, that was Andrew, my assistant, who is a co-creator of Mr. Melvin. He came up with that title, but Mercedes doesn't like it. You should put up on social, on your Twitter or Instagram, Mercedes the Muse. Tell her you like the Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what the movie's about.
We'll just put the pressure on.
Yeah, we'll just really start getting in her DMs and her comments. Like, what about the Empire Strikes
Just do it.
International campaign.
Just make it happen. It's fine.
Oh, I love that.
Take notes. She's very of all. We have a number of other directors. She won't take notes. She's very strong. That's why she's doing Poultry Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big deal for us.
That's amazing. Yeah, I know, because as a producer, I know you say that it's the director's movie and that's the movie they want to make. You just kind of take the back seat and let them do the job they want, which is a great thing as a producer, to just kind of let them have that free range. Because
With our in-house productions with these new directors, I do go through as I did with James Gunn. I went through everything in detail. I wrote a lot of it. And the with these new guys, same thing. If they're willing. Well, James Gunn wasn't director, but we did write a lot of it together.
right,
But this was and these I go through the script if they're willing, and I give them suggestions, and very often the suggestions are rejected, as Macon Blair did in every single suggestion, and he was absolutely correct. But in the case of Caterkiller and the movie that's still being pieced together, both of them, it's what the hell's it called? Slaughter at Swine Lake, Slaughter at Swine. Anyway, about a fat camp. They're both going to be shown at Troma Dance this year as sidebars. But Troma Dance Film Festival is coming up, 27th annual Troma Dance in September. It's all free. You can come in for free and see the movies for free. And those who submitted their movies, they didn't have to pay a submission fee. You have to pay to submit your movie to be rejected by these other festivals. We
Yeah.
do it for free. So they're very, very good. And this is the 27th year of Troma Dance, all free. Let your fans know that.
yeah. Where is Troma Dance?
It's in Brooklyn, a place called the Pine Dance. The Pine Box.
Okay.
Pine Box, like a coffin. And apparently it was a coffin factory. And if you like the L train, get on the L train. It's right off of the L train.
Okay.
But the Pine Box, and I think it's, or maybe it's wherever the L train is. I think it's Brooklyn. I hope it's. I get everything mixed up. But
Do they only does it only do you guys do feature length films, or do you guys also do short films?
well, for Troma Dance, they accept everything.
Oh, wow.
Both, it's
Keep
2
that
days.
in mind.
It's at least 2 days.
Okay.
And these two movies, Caterkiller and Slaughter at Camp Swine Lake, they are being shown in separate. They're not being shown as part of the festival. It's like a sidebar, late
Yeah.
at night, special, exclusive showings, and you get a feel for the audience. And let's see. The stuff we do. Well, Troma now's got a shitload of short films. They're great.
Oh, okay.
Troma's got G-rated movies. Got movies with stars from. We bought some collections from the old days, and we distribute. We got Frankenhooker and some of those.
Oh,
good,
yeah.
Classics. No, Troma now is very good. But there's all sorts of stuff. It's not just Troma type stuff. So it's a good melange of art, independent art.
Yeah, there's a couple movies I think you just distributed, but Frostbiter, Wrath of the Wendigo, and Blades are two of my favorite just B movies. I love them so much. I think you distributed those, but I'm not 100%.
Yes, we did. No,
Okay.
those are great.
Yeah.
You're right. They're both terrific.
Yeah, I love both of those. Let me see if I
Oh,
had.
by the way, Frostbiter features Ron Ashton, Iggy Pop's guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's the star, but he is dead, of course.
That movie also features two songs about chili, which I love so much. Two very descriptive songs about chili recipes,
Well,
which
that's
is hilarious.
two more songs than I thought existed about chili.
Have you had, Cincinnati is interesting because there's a Cincinnati chili. Have you ever had that?
No.
It doesn't seem to have. It's different. I can't remember what it does or doesn't have in it. Maybe it's without beans or something. Is that it? Or anyway, you should Google the Cincinnati chili because it's different from the normal chili. And I don't know. Maybe Florida chili is different from Louisiana chili.
I don't know that there is a Florida chili.
Yeah, it's probably something horrid that I don't need to.
I think the only chili we have comes from Wendy's.
Yeah, that's that's probably our Florida chili is from.
It's probably
fucking Wendy's.
That's probably the best. The Wendy's is good. Very good. Well, I haven't had the chili, but they've got something. They've got a wicked milkshake, I think, with the cookie dough in it or something. Oreo milkshake, very good. Well, it depends where you are. I imagine, where you are, it's.
We have vanilla Frosties.
Yeah, we have vanilla and chocolate Frosties.
We don't have any of the fun Wendy's. We have the what's the bare bones we can feed you Wendy's.
No, you don't have vaccines either, so what do you expect?
Yeah, and as the parents of a 2-year-old, we're not nervous at all.
Right, yeah, this isn't horrible.
Yeah, really, this is getting insane. This is awful. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah, all of our friends have kids, and we're all like, okay, so I guess we'll just see what's happening and see how this goes.
I love it here.
She will continue to get vaccinated as per the regular schedule. We're not skipping that.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah. We shut anybody down who had any questions. Like, no, we're doing that.
Yeah.
As I am not a medical professional, I will be trusting them with that decision.
Yeah, I don't know enough about that
shit. The good news, of course, is that since the Toxic Avenger, whose main theme was the environment, along with the corruption of the corporate, bureaucratic, and labor elites, that's so much better now, isn't it? There's no corruption, and the environment is great. There's no plastic in the ocean. It's all been cleaned up. No fires.
We're cured.
Florida is not hotter than it's ever been. It's all great.
I think it's a time for Toxie to return. It's been about 25 years since Citizen Toxie. I mean, are we gonna see Mr. Toxie Goes to Washington? I heard that was an idea you were.
No, Mr. Toxie Goes to Washington, but there is Macon Blair's Toxic Avenger, which I think is the perfect way to end it. Okay. But if Macon Blair wanted to make another Toxic Avenger, I'd go for that in a minute.
Oh yeah,
as long as I get a cameo, of course.
Of course. Yeah, I love your cameo at the end when you and Macon are arguing with each other, and I was like, there he is. There's the man himself.
Yeah, he pointed you out to me, and I was like, no, I know who it is.
I was just making.
Well, thank you, Gabby. You don't know what I had to do to get that cameo.
You would have loved the theater we were in. We were laughing hysterically, but no one was having a better time than the people sitting 2 rows from the screen who were applauding repeatedly the entire film. Like, I wish I was having as good a time as they are. We're having a great time. They're having the time of their lives.
He came in a tutu and everything, so clearly...
half of them were dressed up, but they were just having the best time with the movie.
Yeah.
Was anyone else in the theater?
It was surprising. It was very packed.
It was very packed. And honestly, a lot of that theater was kind of lame because I'm sitting there cackling and the people behind us aren't really getting it. The other people over there are quiet. I'm like, oh, this is funny to me. I don't know. Maybe these people don't know exactly.
The guy next to us thought it was funny.
Yeah.
You don't appreciate this at all. You need to figure it out.
Yeah, you need to go watch the original and then come back and
it's a little bit. The movie is a bit sophisticated. It's a mature. It's not just a clown ripping somebody apart and making crude jokes. It's making put. It's a real. It will endure. This Toxic Avenger is going to endure.
Absolutely.
What about the Citizen Toxie? See, that was the one I always thought was the best one, but because it got so whacked up by the censors, and then the theaters all started to merge too, so it got really screwed, and nobody knows about it. But have you seen it?
I did watch. I have the 4-pack Troma Blu-ray kit thing, so I watched all 4 of them, and I liked it. It was like he kind of goes into an alternate reality where there's a bad Toxie and a good Toxie, so it's like the duality of man, kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was so, and it's funny because I had watched that before I saw Sergeant Kabuki Man, and I was like, who they're because they're introducing this like he's a character, and I'm like, I don't get this. And then I went back and I was like, oh, this okay. And
you
then
skipped a step.
yeah, I skipped a step there. I should have done them in chronological order. And then of course Kabuki Man came up in Tromeo and Juliet. He came up in Terra Firma. I love that all these little cameos of your characters. You've really built this just kind of Tromaville. I mean, you've built it. It's just such a cool place. Is there anything that kind of inspires?
About the fans, because we would the only reason Michael Hers and I, or Lloyd Kaufman, creator of the Toxic Avenger and president of Troma Entertainment, are still here, is because of fans. You being two of them, it's all our fans, and the fans. I did a book tour in the days when I had a publisher who actually had a little dough. And the fans would very often, what would happen, Mr. Kaufman, if Kabuki Man and Toxie fought with each other? What would happen if they had a big fight? So I stuck it in there. Why not? And Trent Hager,
Sure.
Trent Hager did the whole. Trent Hager, who's doing very good movies now, like Kill 68 and other fine movies. He wrote Citizen Toxie on his honeymoon, no less, a very beautiful honeymoon. And
Romantic.
Romantic head squashing honeymoon. But that Citizen Toxie deals with the school shootings. Has that gotten any better? They're more than ever. How about the abortion? Never in my wildest dream at the time I knew that abortion was the hottest button for the American public because I read the papers and there are surveys to that effect. But I had no idea it was going to be outlawed. I couldn't imagine.
Right.
So that's really horrendous. And then all this plastic surgery with with people getting needless.
Everybody getting their veneers. You're like, your teeth are scaring me.
Yeah, that's right. And the lips, the behinds. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you guys seem to just like I said, you have that kind of commentary on what's current in the political landscape. Like I know I did some research on.
Worse. It doesn't get better. It's worse. I mean,
I don't think people appreciate it.
Plastic, everything's bad, terrible.
You see these.
I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous about all these chemicals I've been smoking.
Well, I guess it's better than injecting collagen and stuff into your face, right? I'm sure it's better than that.
I don't know. If it gave me a little up, I'd do it. But I'm scared. Needles don't really. It's very scary.
Yeah. I don't.
Well, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to get. My wife probably will refuse, but I'm sure there are plenty of Troma fans who will be happy to administer heroin, because I've never had heroin, and I think I'm hearing it's really, really good. So, fans out there, if you hear about me on the deathbed, there's something.
Just do me a solid. Just slide that on in there.
I mean,
some
you got to try it once. Why not do it at the end? Do it at the end, because if you start now, then it might become a problem. So you do it the one time when you're on your deathbed.
You shouldn't say might. It's a definite. Apparently, you love it so much you can't stand it. So
right.
Like
I only know this from movies. I've never looked anything up, but.
Yeah, your deathbed's gonna for your wife is gonna be like a zombie apocalypse. She's just trying to be there for you, and there are just people trying to break into your house to give you heroin. Just like they're everywhere.
Don't worry. I'll have somebody dressed up as a doctor. I got it all worked out to be a doctor with a mask. And we have to give Mr. Kaufman a sedative right now.
Medicine.
Yeah, that's it. Whatever whatever I was suffering.
Yeah, it's fine. It's vitamins. It's vitamins.
Look,
it's fine.
You're getting me very excited. I'm ready to call somebody right now. So let's get off of the heroin thing. And I have a lot of children who follow Troma on the children our movies. So I'm a role model for the children. So I don't want to upset that role model.
No, and I mean, I think. I think you are. Yeah, Kabuki Man, you had such a great commentary on what was going on currently with America and kind of that whole was it Yellow Peril that was going on in the 90s, and you made
Asia hate. There was real Asia hate, Asia fear.
right.
Because the Japanese had a good economy and they were buying up, and they got ripped off. Everything they bought much too high, and suffered for years as a result, financially, that is. And it came back during Kabuki Man. We had a deal set up. There was a Kabuki Man Deke, the people that bring you Professor Q or Mr. Invented or something. It's part of Disney now, but what the hell was it? It was some guy, little guy. Anyway, they were very successful, and a big guy, major cartoon company. They made a pilot, and Fox was ready to put it to work, to make it, finance it, produce it for Fox Children's. But this Asian hate broke out. It like peaked during this, and they got scared because there was a Congress people yelling about Japan and Pearl Harbor all over again. But I saw that coming, and unfortunately, it also Kabuki Man was a bit ahead of its time. But the good news is, I think we had a cycle of Asian hate not too long ago. Another one that was,
with
I think
COVID.
there was something, wasn't there? Where
there was a lot around COVID. There was a lot of that.
Oh yeah, there was a lot around COVID that happened.
Yeah, right. Because Trump called it the Chinese virus.
Yep.
Yes, and of course, not only does that mean everybody from China is the cause, but it also means that anyone who looks remotely Asian also the cause.
They're all, apparently they are the problem. Yeah, that's that big.
All right, sure, that makes sense.
Spot on. So yeah, I mean, I think you just tackle a lot of important issues in your movies by having some sort of commentary on them without being blatantly obvious. You know what I mean? Like it's there if you're paying attention. And Kabuki Man was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one. I thought that was. I mean, to be fair, I've been enjoying all of these just so much. Terra Firma, I think, is the one that. Oh man, that one. You said that a lot of people don't know about that one, so I want to make sure I put that one out there. Terra Firma.
Thank you. Thanks. Recently, Terra Firma we have an online store, Troma Direct Online, but it's Terra Firma. We keep selling out, but we can't afford to make new ones because you have to order 1,000 at once or something.
Right.
So we have to wait till, we got a lot of movies for sale on Troma Direct Online or whatever it is.
Yeah, I was just looking around there the other day.
Terra Firma may have broken into profit after how many years? 25 years. So
1998. Yeah.
It got around to it.
It did that. Yeah.
So that's the magic of word of mouth. We have word of mouth, and our fans talk to each other. And the stars on Macon Blair's Toxic Avenger, they were talking about Terra Firma. So it's got into some kind of consciousness of more than just Troma fans. So great. That's wonderful. Too bad it takes so long.
Right, yeah.
Avenger 40 years to get to, and how lucky were Michael Urs and Lloyd Kaufman, because Macon Blair, it couldn't have been, I mean, Legendary really took the right guy. Mm-hmm. And then they financed the movie, $50 million or something. But they took Peter Dinklage. They took a Toxie that's different, which is great, mm-hmm. Not just same goddamn thing. Mother's Day, my brother's film, was remade. Mm-hmm. Macon Blair reimagined. Macon, the other guy remade Mother's Day. And I mean, he tried. Well, that's not really fair to the other guy. He did try to reimagine it, but it just didn't have what my brother's movie had, Charles Kaufman's Mother's Day, which is on Troma now. It's a very nice Mother's Day. See it with your mother. It's great.
We should watch it with our moms.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. It's terrific. My mother's in it, too. Our mother. It's based on our mother and two brothers. Yeah.
Yeah. His mom thinks the 1999 The Mummy is a little bit much, so it might be past her.
I come from a very I'm the black sheep of my family, as to where everyone in my family is like, oh, horror movies. I don't really get into that. Yeah, horror movies are my life. I like the weird and the wacky and the different, which Troma really scratches that itch for.
Gabby, what made Austin this black sheep?
As far as I know, his aunt showed him Killer Clowns from Outer Space as a kid, and he never recovered.
It was Saw. It was Saw for me.
I'm sorry I made the clown remark. I like clown movies. They're the best.
Now he likes it now. He's got a tattoo of him on one of the clowns on his leg.
I do, yeah. And then Saw when I was 14, showed at a friend's house, and I was like, oh, I like this. I came from a very, very Christian household that did not do horror movies, so it was like this forbidden thing for me. And then I got into it, and then I never looked back. So, yeah. That's basically where I'm at, and now I explore the weird, the wacky, and the wild. And like I said, that's where Troma has come in to scratch that itch, and I've been really enjoying the deep dive I've been going down.
Yeah,
there's quite a bit of Gabby. You may know this, but our movies have quite a bit of religion in them. Stuck on You is a religious theme to it, and Mr. Melvin, which of course. Ends up being Toxic 3, which you've seen. There's a whole religious thing there with the chairman fall down and work for me. And I mean, I clearly was into religion, but there's a limit.
Toxic 3 was definitely the wackiest one, but I still I have so much fun with all of them. Funny enough, and I don't know, this is like a hot take, but out of the four, Toxic movies without the remake, the second one was my favorite. Is that unconventional to hear?
No, you're not alone.
Okay.
A lot of people love, but that's why Mr. Melvin's so good. The Japanese part of it comes out so much better. It's interwoven and the actors are better. And by the way, those Japanese people in that movie, they're all big stars in Japan. They're all very, very well known.
That's awesome.
And one of them is like the Colbert of Japanese television. I mean,
oh, wow.
He's out in the street, he gets mobbed. But they were fans, and they did. The first Toxic was successful in Japan, and they liked the other movies, so they did this.
The Toxic Avenger does 100% feel like something that would be big in Japan. That feels like that speed.
Yes, big. I would say it was not a bomb. Put it that way.
Well, yeah, I know that we've seen some. We've checked out some Japanese horror recently. Like we just watched House,
the original,
from 1977 recently, and I'm like, well, now I'm obsessed. So this is my new personality. Best of luck, everybody else.
Well, what's funny about the Toxic 2 is that at least I was noticing a lot of the shots out in the streets. People are just staring at Toxic because I'm sure they had no idea. You like with those big scenes with all those people. Did they know you were shooting a movie?
Yeah. You know, we had really great support. We had some money and we spent it. And we had people gathering, all those children too. I don't know exactly how we heard it. There's so many little kids in the movie that they're so cute. And Kabuki Man came out of the Toxic 2.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Kabuki boy. And for some reason, people thought that was both in Japan and in the States. The people who were editing and on our focus groups, they found the words "kabuki boy" was funny, and also Japanese movie and all that. And then in Japan, they liked the idea. So I think by accident, I said something about it was a press conference for Toxic 2. That was it. And then I said, no, next day asked me, what are you doing now? I said, Kabuki Man. And no, Kabuki Boy. Boy. And then big Namco, the Pac-Man people got interested. And then Michael Hurst said, no, change it to Kabuki Man. And I think it was Michael's idea to make him a cop. I can't remember how it all evolved, but at any rate. And we had the big time co-producers, so that's why Kabuki Man looks so much better. But it came out of Toxic too, really.
That's really so. Yeah, you've created characters from other movies in the Troma universe, which is it's so fascinating. Do you have something to say?
No, you're
okay. Yeah. So Kabuki Man's great. It's Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD. I love the extra long title. It's a lot of fun. I was cackling throughout that entire movie. But yeah, I don't know what it is. For some reason, I think it has a lot to do with that crazy car chase scene at the end of Toxic 2. I mean, that was incredible. You've got a car chasing a motorcycle just going through the streets. I mean, I was like, wow, this is not something I expected from the Toxic Avenger series.
Yeah, those stunts are pretty amazing. Scott Lever, who he's written a book about being a stuntman. He won the Stuntman Academy Academy Award, a Stuntman Academy Award. He's the only creative stunt person I've ever worked with. And there's the proof. And he also did the high fall in Sergeant Kabuki Man, which was from like a way the fuck up.
Yeah.
and he did in Return to Nukem High and Return to Nukem High, both movies. He did the big fire burn, which is terrific, and he did a high fall there too.
Are you talking about the high fall in Sergeant Kabuki Man, where someone jumps out of a window and then you throw them at, like, they just come from a different angle? Is he talking about that one?
I think you were lying on your side when you watched, but that drop was perfect. I got to go look at the movie again.
Okay.
But no, it's a very, very tall building, and a woman falls out.
Right.
And what's interesting about that, we had several cameras on it to make sure, but I was looking through the closer up one, and I noticed that the woman had a mustache, and right before she was going to jump, and it was, obviously a stunt man. So someone had to run up there and shave him. I'll never forget that. Well, all the people standing around, and the stunt, nobody caught it, only me, which was a good one. It tells you there's a excellent continuity we have in them.
Oh, I know. And it's the thing I've noticed with watching all these back to back is there's a few common themes that I've noticed in Troma movies. One, you love throwing people out windows. That happens a lot. Car crashes, particularly the one car crash that I think I've seen used in 4 separate movies, the green car catching a lot of air and then exploding. And then what was the other thing I said?
Also, let me tell you something. It gets harder and harder. When we started with the green car, it cost like $50, and it worked. Now everybody's preserving their 1968 Oldsmobiles or whatever that was, Thunderbird.
Yeah.
So now we have to use something that's just green, or and hope that people don't notice. And I think in you'll see it in Power of Positive Murder. You'll see it there. I think we used a motorcycle, and green motorcycle or something, and see if anyone notices. Okay. But it's in Power of Positive Murder, which is loosely inspired by. You probably haven't read it, Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky.
Okay.
I was the only one on the set of about 100 people who had probably read the book based on the way the movie looks. So,
we know of the book.
Yeah.
Huh?
I've likely read the title of the book.
Yeah.
Well, you can get the Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes. Very helpful. They still have notes. Cliff Notes still exist?
I think so.
God,
that's actually a good question. I know I used to use that a lot, but I mean,
look, all the classic literature I read at this point I already own, so I have no idea.
Oh, good for you. We used, I grew up with Oliver Stone. He had classic I was not permitted to read comic books, but we were in like second grade, he had classic comics. So I learned a lot about great novelists from classic comics.
Well,
wow.
And I actually went on and read some of them. Hawthorne's very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you also went to Yale as well, which I found fascinating, and you're fluent in French, and it's so wild to know that someone went through all that, and now they're just making the craziest movies ever. I mean, that's such a it's like such a crazy like kind of shift that you had from.
Well, I had a very, very, very left wing grandmother who put a lot of stuff in my head and had me read stuff as a kid, and I believed it. And so I was the only one in my class. We had a very small class of about 33, all boys, Episcopalian school too, and I came in. I remember saying, Vietnam War, no good, no good. Everybody was, it was early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
But the kids were nice about that. They were very, disgusted, what little I knew. But it was in my head. And then my father and I read I.F. Stone Weekly, and I read C. Wright Mills' Power Elite, which was about the military industrial complex, and how the fewer and fewer people were getting richer and richer, and I bought into all that. So that's a heavy part of my oeuvre, as we say. But I didn't learn anything at Yale. I majored in Chinese studies, but I forgot everything because China's become a dictatorship. I went quite a bit, but then it became this horrible, it's awful now. So I'm certainly not going back, nor am I going to. I forgot. I can't even order in a Chinese restaurant. My father used to be very proud of me for ordering, which I usually got wrong. But the only other thing in Yale I learned was drugs, a lot of drugs, very good, and free because the rich kids had drugs, and Marvel Comics. My neighbor at Yale, who was the son of actually a director who got graylisted, kind of blacklisted, Vincent Sherman, very good Hollywood director. Woman's director, if you know what I mean. And gyno person director. Anyway, that kid had a lot of Marvel comics. So and they were beautiful, and I really got into that. And I searched out Stan Lee the year I graduated, and we became friends for a long time. Wow. And that's when the Night of the Witch. Yeah.
Awesome.
Never got it going, but it's still good, still worthy. And there are people in Texas who are, in fact, trying to put it together. So who knows?
Okay.
Little Spark Films. If anybody has a lot of money, contact Little Spark Films in Dallas. Little Spark. You can't. And they make very good. They make their own damn movies, and they're great people.
Okay.
I'm going to Texas very soon, but it's after the end of it'll be before the end of this month. Yeah. Wait a minute. October, my daughter made a documentary called Occupy Can. This is hot off the presses.
Okay.
Occupy Can. Early October, it's going to be shown in Prague at the #1 Prague Film Festival. And October 10th, it will be shown, Occupy Can will be shown at Sitges Film Festival in Sitges, also the most prestigious of these kind of genre festivals. And then there's a whole string of other festivals that in which Occupied Can will be exhibited. That starts the end of this. It starts early October, so that should be very interesting. I hope you can see it. Perhaps we could get you a private link, and maybe
that would be amazing.
Lily Hayes Kaufman has, and the movie Occupy Can features the commissioner, my wife, who's the commissioner of media for a long time. It's New York State and now New York City. And Charlotte Kaufman, who's got a movie about the prison system with Andrew Jarecki, who it's going to be on HBO, called The Alabama Solution. And Lisbeth Kaufman, who's an expert on the environment, they're all in this movie with Toxie and Trometz and Kabuki Man, and it's at the Cannes Film Festival, and you'll see how we got basically policed out of the Cannes Film Festival after about 50 years. but it's a fair we look like jerks as much as the thugs from Cannes Film Festival look like jerks. So it's really good. It's great. And perhaps if you email me, we'll get to you the Occupy Cannes private link.
No, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
like, we'd love to watch that.
Andrew will get it too.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about it. Yeah, that would be incredible. The Jared that you mentioned, that name sounded familiar. Jared, what did he say?
Oh, you overestimate my memory.
Oh, because I feel like he did it.
Jared is immortalized. Jared is immortalized in Poultrygeist. He's played by Joe Fleischaker, the rather large man who is named Jared. Way to go, Jared.
Nailed it.
Which, apparently a Subway sandwich was a guy who lost a lot of weight at Subway.
Yeah, who turned out to be a huge creep.
Terrible person.
Oh, man. That was an upsetting documentary.
Anyway, it just so happens that Joe Fleisch, this was before that guy was revealed to be a bad guy. But Joe Fleischaker, who weighed about 400 pounds, plays Jared in Poultrygeist and orders gravy and whatever.
That's the one I need to revisit. That's the one I didn't get to watch again because we watched it one time, I think. And I remember the time I was like, I think this might be my limit with Troma because there's only a certain amount of gross out I can take. And I was like, but that was also 5 years ago. So my tastes may have changed at this point,
It's funny. I don't really mind gross out either. I've always been like, oh, they're vomiting. Like if it's like, oh, there's goop and gore. That's fine. I don't even care about that. I think the only time I ever got grossed out was in Dead Alive when they're eating the ear. I'm like, nope. Nope. That's my limit.
Well, as long as the gross out stuff is in good taste. I got to run.
Oh, yes.
I apologize. People are waiting for me who may be there. Maybe would do. Andrew and Adam, the Mr. Melvin people, have written Kabuki Man Returns with April Voth, the novelist.
Okay.
And we're trying to get the money together so I have people who may invest and be happy to lose their money. So, any rich fans out there, Kabuki Man Returns. Anyway, I apologize. I got to go.
No, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Come visit Tromaville if you come to New York. We give you a tour. And
don't think we won't.
Oh, I will make an excuse.
Maybe you guys present Mr. Melvin, and we'll send down Andrew and Adam, and I just was at I just was in Fort Lauderdale at their festival, and we showed
Popcorn Frights.
Yeah. I was just there. It was a big success. Whatever we showed. Yeah, it was great. Do it again.
All right. We'll stay in touch. Thank you so much.
Hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm. Giving people some culture. Yeah. Gabby's got culture. She would like it.
just a little culture.
Yeah. She still has her books up on the bookshelf.
Hey, look, I got a new bookshelf for my books.
Alrighty. I'll see you soon. See you in the classic comic books.
Yeah.
Bye.
That's good.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Lloyd Kaufman, what a treat to have on the show. My wife is now running away as she has the world's tiniest bladder. Occupy Cannes is actually having its U.S. premiere on October 18th at the Brooklyn Horror Film Festival. So if you're in the area, be sure to check it out. Mr. Melvin, as Lloyd mentioned, recently had its premiere at Popcorn Frights in Fort Lauderdale. So be on the lookout for that. I'm sure it will be available sometime in the near future. If you'd like to follow Lloyd and stay up to date with all things Troma, you can find him on Facebook at Lloyd Kaufman, Instagram at Uncle Lloyd Kaufman. Troma is also on Facebook at Troma, Instagram at Troma Team, and you can go to Troma.com for all your Troma needs. They have merchandise, they have physical media, they have news, they have all sorts of good stuff. And don't forget about Troma Now. The first month is free, and then it's only $4.99 after that. As Lloyd mentioned, if you can't afford the $4.99, $9.99. Just keep making emails, but ideally, try to support Troma if you can. They also have a yearly option for only $50, so you save a lot of money that way. It is available on Apple TV, Roku, Android TV, Fire TV, and Chromecast, as well as an app on iPhone, iPad, and Android. So go to tromanow.com to get started. If you enjoy the show, please rate and review on your favorite podcast app of choice. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Slasher app, Blue Sky, Threads, and YouTube at Frightmares Podcast. Our email is stayspooky@outlook.com. If you want to follow me on Letterboxd, my name is Dr. Proctor. My wife is Watson LMP90. Be sure to follow our sister podcast, The Shameless Picture Show, and also check out the Dead-Eyed Millennial podcast as well. Next week, John and I will be doing Evil Dead from 2013. So until then, stay tuned and stay spooky.